The iron horse bar was quiet for once. The last of the engines had died out, and the night was heavy with silence and cigarette smoke. Reaper, the president of the Steel Saints MC, was counting cash from the weekend run when he heard a knock on the door. Not a loud one. Just a small, trembling tap tap tap. He frowned. No one knocked on a biker clubhouse door that gently. When he opened it, a little boy stood there, barefoot, covered in mud, shivering in a torn hoodie. Couldn't have been more than 8 years old. "Please," the boy whispered, clutching something in his hand. "Are you the men who hurt bad people?" The room went dead silent. Every biker froze, pool sticks midair, beer bottles halfway to lips. Reaper crouched down. "Depends who's asking, kid." The boy opened his hand. A small, bloody toy car rested in his palm. "My dad gave me this before he died," the boy said. "He said if I'm ever in real trouble, find men with bikes and leather. He said you'll help." Reaper called the rest of the crew closer. Tank, Ghost, Diesel, all hardened men with scars on their knuckles and tattoos crawling up their necks. "What's your name, son?" Reaper asked softly. "Eli," the boy said. "Eli Carter." "All right, Eli," Reaper said. "Tell me what's going on." Eli hesitated, looking at the floor. "Mom's hurt real bad. Her boyfriend, he gets drunk and," his voice cracked. "He said he'd finish her tonight. I ran when he passed out. I didn't know where else to go." Reaper's jaw tightened. Diesel cursed under his breath. "Where do you live, kid?" "The old trailer park off Route 6. The bikers exchanged glances. They all knew that place, a meth haven where cops showed up only after the funerals. Reaper stood up slowly. "Tank, Ghost, get your cuts on." Diesel, grab the med kit. "We ride in 5. "Reaper," Ghost said cautiously. "We can't just roll up there. Cops." Reaper cut him off. "Cops haven't done a damn thing for that kid's mom. We move." Eli looked up, confused. "You're not scared of him?" Reaper smirked, lighting a cigarette. "Kid, we are the thing people are scared of." Eli managed a small, shaky smile for the first time. 15 bikes thundered through the night, engines howling against the darkness. The sound alone could have woken the dead. Eli rode with Reaper, clinging to his vest as sparks flew from the asphalt. The boy's eyes widened under the moonlight. "Are you gonna hurt him?" he asked. Reaper looked down at him, his voice calm but deadly. "If he's still breathing after what he did, that's on him." As they neared the trailer park, police lights flashed in the distance. The sirens cut through the roar of engines. Reaper's radio crackled, Ghost's voice, "We've got company, boss. Looks like 2 squad cars already there." Reaper cursed. "We go in anyway." When they arrived, the trailer park was lit up in blue and red. A small crowd had gathered. Paramedics were carrying a stretcher. Eli's mom was on it, bruised but alive. "Mom!" Eli yelled, jumping off the bike. He tried to run, but an officer grabbed him. "Hey," the cop barked. "You can't be here." Before he could finish, Reaper stepped forward, towering over him. "That boy belongs with his mother." The cop hesitated, hand on his gun. Then he recognized the Steel Saints patch. "Reaper, this isn't your business tonight." Reaper's eyes turned cold. "It is now." Another paramedic shouted, "She's asking for her son." The cop reluctantly let Eli go. The boy ran to his mom's side, tears streaking his dirty face. "She's safe for now," the medic said, "but we've got to move her to County General. She's lost a lot of blood." Then a shout came from behind the police tape. "You think you can take her away from me?" The crowd parted. A drunk, bleeding man staggered forward, holding a gun. Eli froze. "That's him," he whispered. "That's my stepdad." Before the cops could react, the man fired, a single shot that hit the ground inches from Reaper's boot. Chaos erupted. Officers dove for cover. But Reaper didn't move. He just looked at the man, calm, silent, terrifying. "Put the gun down," Reaper said, his voice low as thunder. The man sneered. "You bikers think you're tough." Tank appeared behind him, silent as a shadow, and wrenched the gun from his hand, slamming him to the ground. Reaper walked over, crouched beside him. "You like hurting women?" he asked. The man spat blood. "She deserved it." Reaper's fist cracked across his jaw before he could finish. The sound echoed through the trailer park. When Reaper finally stood up, the man wasn't moving. "He's breathing," Tank muttered. "Barely." "Good," Reaper said coldly. "Let him remember this night every time he looks in a mirror." By the time the police regained control, the bikers had already backed off. Sheriff Daniels, an old friend of Reaper's, arrived on scene. "Damn it, Reaper," the sheriff growled. "You can't just take the law into your own hands." Reaper shrugged. "Then maybe the law should have done something before an 8-year-old came to my door covered in his mother's blood." The sheriff sighed. He looked at Eli, still clutching his mom's hand in the ambulance. "I'll make sure they're protected." "You have my word." Reaper nodded. "You make sure that bastard doesn't get bail." The sheriff looked him dead in the eyes. "Already working on it." Hours later, back at the Iron Horse Bar, the bikers sat in silence. The adrenaline was gone, replaced by quiet anger and exhaustion. Eli sat next to Reaper, sipping hot cocoa that looked tiny in his hands. "Is my mom gonna be okay?" he asked. Reaper nodded. "Yeah, kid. She's tough. She'll make it." Eli looked at the toy car he still held. "My dad said good men don't wear suits, they wear scars." Reaper smiled faintly. "Smart man, your dad." Eli hesitated. "Can I stay here, just for tonight?" Reaper looked at the rest of the crew. Every man nodded silently. "You're safe now, Eli," Reaper said. "You stay as long as you need." A week later, Reaper visited Eli's mom at the hospital. She was healing, inside and out. When he turned to leave, Eli called out, "Wait." He handed Reaper the little toy car. "You keep it," Reaper said. Eli shook his head. "No. It's yours now. So you remember me, and that good men do ride bikes." Reaper's throat tightened. He took the toy car gently, setting it on the bar counter that night under a glass case. Above it, he hung a small plaque that read, "For Eli, the boy who believed monsters could be heroes." Months passed. The story of the Steel Saints spread across town, bikers who saved a woman and her son when no one else would. Cops stopped harassing them. Locals nodded when they rode by. The Iron Horse Bar became a place of whispered legends. And every Thursday night, before the engines roared to life, Reaper would look at that little toy car and remember the boy who knocked on his door at midnight, the night the monsters became protectors. Sometimes, it takes men who've seen the darkness to know exactly how to fight it.